All right, finally getting back to Project Risky Business. I'm going to finally fix these oil leaks. And you can see the oil pan is very leaky all around this. But I'm going to need to take, in order to fix this, I'm going to need to take off the starter motor, drop the rack, and while I'm at it, I'm going to replace these broken boots. So I've had all the parts for a while, just been putting it off. So finally, it's the last week of December 2021. I want to get this done. Stay tuned. I've been dreading changing the oil pan gasket on the 1985 Porsche 928S. It's a jigsaw puzzle underneath that car. In order to get to the oil pan, you need to remove the steering rack, the front stabilizer bar, the starter, and the engine crossmember. I'll be showing on day 2 how I'm going to support the engine and the transmission while I'm working on pulling down the oil pan. So let me take you through what I did today. Mainly it was getting the car set up. So here's a shot of the starter motor. This is from the passenger side looking towards the driver's side. This is looking from underneath. And you can see there's two 8mm cap screws. But first I'm taking the wiring off. This is a 13mm bolt. Easiest way is to get it with a wrench. That holds the two primary wires, the positive and the, I believe, the ignition interlock. Those two wires come into the positive end of the starter. And you can just see how filthy the oil pan is, letting this seep just everywhere on it. And here I am just putting in, I have to use an extra long 8mm Allen wrench to get clearance. A regular socket won't do it. Because of the interference with the starter. So it's just a matter of backing out those cap screws. Finally, here I am removing the starter. Now, you have to put it in diagonally. You see it's being hung up right now on the sway bar. So you kind of have to tuck it back into underneath the flywheel. And then you'll have enough room to pull that out. And there we go. All right, finally, this was just these are the wires that go into the starter. They're held in with a bolt to the engine crossmember. So I thought I'd get those out of the way. And candidly, at this point, I thought I was going to try to sneak doing the oil pan. So what I need to do next is actually support the engine from above. And I'll detail this tomorrow, but basically what's going to come off is the steering rack. I have to loosen the tie rod ends, lower the steering rack, and then loosen the engine crossmember. So the engine needs to be supported from above. I have a special rack that fits onto the front fenders. I just need to figure out the right lifting points for the engine. And then I also have a column jack that I will put underneath the bell housing. And so I think between those two, that'll be a nice solid mount that I can safely remove the cross member while I'm underneath the engine and do the work I need to. A lot of people, when they do the oil pan gasket, they change the engine mounts. Mine actually look pretty good. I'm going to leave them alone for now, but I don't see any problems and I don't feel them from the motor mount. So why go through the hassle of doing that right now? And it almost looks like maybe they were changed. I don't know. Again, the car spent most of its time out west, so the things you might see here aren't a problem. So I'm going to be really trying to work on this car every day to keep this moving forward, get rid of the oil and coolant leaks, I would hope by the end of the week. That's what I've done today. I'm going to head back out and work on getting the engine supported. Tomorrow, hopefully, I'll have a little more progress on the steering rack and maybe even to the point that I've got the cross members safely loosened up with the oil pan. So, fingers crossed, and we'll keep posted. We'll see you tomorrow. Thanks.